guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled, Meet the Couple Who Opened Their 11-Year Marriage to a Divorced Father So They Could Grow Emotionally and in the Bedroom. And a big shout out to all the guys that sent me this story overnight. This is brand new, guys. This article is about this new show on TLC, the Learning Channel, called Seeking Brother Husband. Where in this show, they have different stories of couples that have open marriages or polyamorous relationships, whatever you want to call it. But they're all the situation where you have the married couple, the man and the wife. Often they have kids, and they bring in another dude. It's not like the guy brings in another girl. Oh, no. It's always another dude. And as you can imagine, I'm not at all surprised this is the direction things have gone. Because before you hear stories about this, you read it in articles in different magazines and online, and lately the mainstream media has been talking about open marriages and all that, and questioning whether it's a good idea and all that, but you know what they're trying to sway. But now we got a show trying to normalize this thing. And this is why I say we're in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, because, and I see that if things continue going as a downward spiral, I kid you not, the way I see things going is that eventually those that criticize this type of lifestyle, the polyamorous lifestyle, are going to be labeled as haters. As in, they're going to be literally talking bad about it. Will be some will try to push it to be considered like a hate crime. Kid you not. Because the polyamorous people claim that it's an orientation, not a lifestyle choice, that they're that way, therefore they have to be able to hook up with as many people as they want, which is total bullshit. And again, this shows the further deterioration, destruction of the nuclear family. Is it any wonder it's such a mess out there with so many lost youth these days? But anyhow, enough of my ranting. I'm going to go through this article here, read my parts, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It says here, Kim loves Dustin, her husband, and Vincent, her boyfriend, and that's exactly why she wants to find another partner. A year ago, Kim and Dustin decided to open their marriage specifically in search of another man. Oh, she conned this guy. When Kim fell in love with Vincent, who she met through a mutual friend, they, along with her husband, decided to become a family unit. Their grade school-aged children play together, and Dustin and Vincent have become friends. Kim has an escrow relationship with both men. What a great deal for Kim. And by the way, guys, I will post a link in the description of the article so you can follow along, and you can see pictures of what they all look like. And let me tell you, the wife there has this look on her face like, yeah, I got it made. Her husband, and you'll be able to pick him out real quick, looks like a total dorky nice guy who she conned into this. And the guy who they brought into this, he looks like a smooth type of guy that I wouldn't let anywhere near my girl. Their story is featured on TLC's series Seeking Brother Husband, where married women seek to date and marry men in addition to their first husbands. On the show, partners grapple with jealousy, confusion, and unsupportive family members, and lots of uncomfortable conversations about polyamory. Well, there's a reason it's uncomfortable. There's a reason there's unsupportive family members and jealousy and confusion, because it's a big fucking mess. It's truly the cake and eat it too situation. And as I said this countless times, guys, these things don't work. How many stories have I covered? Either here on this channel or the other channel, They Did What, which you all should join, about somebody proposes this idea, usually the wife, and the husband usually goes along with it because he's so worn down, thinks so low of himself that if he disagrees with her, she'll leave him. So, I'd rather have other dudes plow my wife than lose her. And it's a mess. And what usually happens is the guy eventually finds some other girl who we want to be with just him, and then the wife wants to close it, and it's a disaster. Not to mention when you bring kids in the situation. Because the kids see this, and parents having that lifestyle, and the kids are screwed up. I've covered stories like that. So nothing good comes from this. The only way this can work is if both parties come into the relationship that they are into this alternative lifestyle, if you will. But suddenly out of nowhere, somebody brings it up. And let me tell you, no wife would want to hook up with another guy. They truly love their husband, loved and respected him. And they only do it because they know the guy is so weak he'll go along with it. And you look at the pictures, you click on the link and look at the pictures, you can tell right then and there by the look on the dude's face, his body language, oh, she has him pee-whipped. It goes on. During the first episode, Kim, a teacher, She's a teacher. Really? And Dustin, a massage therapist, there's no surprise, already share a connection to Vincent. But Vincent is wary about bringing a third man into the dynamic. Oh, they need another dude to satisfy her. Imagine that. All holes filled. Which they confront on the show. Insider caught up with Kim and Dustin, who said they're nervous but excited about being on the TLC series because haven't publicly shared their open relationship until now. Oh, come on. They're loving the attention. And again, TLC, the learning channel. Really. So they say, we've always worn our hearts on our sleeves, so we were like, hey, let's do this thing, Kim told Insider. She told it. She wanted the attention. She said she hopes that showing her authentic relationships with Dustin and Vincent can help others who are considering non-monogamous relationships. No, what you're going to do is you're going to get people to think it's a good idea. And these people, what I mean, are usually going to be promiscuous, unloving, selfish women. And they're going to browbeat or manipulate their weak-ass husbands into going along with this. And it is the guy's fault for going along with this, but you get my point. And this is going to mess up families. They opened up their marriage to grow emotionally and sexually. Yeah, sure. More like she opened up their marriage so she can get more sausage. From the time Kim and Dustin started dating in their 20s, they were comfortable talking about attraction and how it can exist even outside of marriage, Kim said. When Kim would point out another man she found hot, or Dustin did the same with a woman, neither grew resentful because they were confident in their connection to each other, she said. Still, they didn't discuss opening their marriage until they hit the 10-year mark. Well, even if they were talking about it, it's still they weren't engaging in that lifestyle prior to getting together, and that's a problem. And they have kids. This is a terrible idea. This is going to screw up those kids. Now, of course, there are going to be people out there that will say, would hate on me for saying that, anybody else having that opinion, but it will. I've done countless stories where the kids are screwed up because the parents were swingers or had that lifestyle and mom and dad were never around for them because they were out fulfilling their needs in the bedroom and they were having strangers showing up in their house and stuff like that. Goes on and says here, this is a quote, if you would have told me early in our relationship that we would be here, I would have a hard time believing it, Kim told Insider. She said that their foundational period prepared them for the transition into polyamory. Dustin said he and Kim have always been invested in each other's individual spiritual growth, which to them includes S-word and emotional growth. That's what they want to label it, huh? More like that's what she told him and repeated over and over again to brainwash him to think of that. Taking a leap into the open relationship felt like a way to expand and experience life, Dustin said. If you want to expand and experience life, go on a fucking vacation. Do one of those around-the-world cruises, if you will, to see the world and see how people live. Don't let your marriage be opened up and have other dudes plowing your wife and confusing your kids. Kim said opening up their relationship made their already great sex life even more lively. You mean hers. Feeling safe, expressing our sensuality in whatever ways we want helps us become even more sensual with each other, Kim told Insider. Kim wants to date more men, but Vincent is concerned it will hurt their relationship. So first you had the original couple, Kate and Kim and the other dude, and now they bring in Vincent. He looks like a charming motherfucker from the pictures. And now she wants to bring in another guy. And now he's upset over this. When Kim met Vincent a year ago, she said they had an immediate connection. On the show, Vincent, who was 36 years old, said he met Kim after struggling with shame over 2 failed marriages. And now this will be another failed marriage. She saw the best in him when he couldn't, then he said in the show. She was probably looking at the bulge in his pants. According to Kim, the start of the relationship with Vincent was intense and overwhelming because of her long-held religious guilt. Kim says she grew up in an evangelical Christian community and was taught it was shameful to be with more than one partner. We can go back and forth on different rules and regulations about religions, but there are things that they definitely have helped keep society from going out of fucking hell in a handbasket here. And well, during the first episode on the show, Vincent and Dustin both say that they unexpectedly formed a close, non-sexual bond over their genuine love for Kim. Dustin said he's open to Kim adding even more partners to the family unit, saying he wants her to experience as much of life as she can. Again, if you want to experience much life, go on a fucking vacation. Try new foods. Learn to cook. Do something. Again, gentlemen, looking at his picture, doesn't surprise me. Currently, Kim and Dustin have a home where they raise their 7-year-old son, while Vincent lives alone and has children from a previous marriage. That poor kid. I've done so many stories, and it's usually the boys that are screwed up the most about this whole thing. And guess what happens? Those boys grew up not being paid attention by their parents because the parents have lovers coming over or they're never around. They don't show up for their ball games and other things going on. And they get old enough to graduate high school and they move out. And they don't want anything to do with the parents. I've seen that happen so many freaking times. Poor kids. They continue, being quoted, saying, I think on some level we're all mirrors of each other. And to be able to learn more about who we are through other people. I think it's an incredible opportunity, Dustin told Insider. He said he learned to have more compassion for himself while navigating this new life stage. But Vincent said he felt himself starting to withdraw from the relationship because he felt unsure about Kim dating outside of him and Dustin, since he already has trouble with being the second male partner in their dynamic. Then, dude, why don't you just date another chick and then she's just yours? I suppose this is ridiculous. But again, this boils down to attention and validation. This Kim character loves the idea that she's going to be on a show for the world to see. Loves the idea that she has 2 guys chasing after her, that she can have other guys coming in the situation. And this is going to promote a lot of bad ideas and get a lot of marriages out there where, again, these wives out there that are sadly more selfish than ever and have the idea that they are... Right, they're put on the top of the pedestal by their husbands, and they figure, oh, look what else I can get out of this, and say, see, on TV they do it, and then they'll get these weak ass guys to agree to this. Now, again, it's the fault of these guys for going along with this, but you get my point. And this, incidentally, is why I do what I do, to help guys be aware of what's going on, but also help guys be built up, to build themselves up, actually, where they have such a great self-esteem that they won't tolerate people like this in their life. And if their wives or girlfriends bring this up, open relationship, polyamory, they're going to be like, see ya, hit the road, not happening. Otherwise, you get this. He says here, my biggest hang-up is accepting where I fit in the dynamic. Vincent tells Kim and Dustin during the first episode. What are brother husbands? Seeking Brother Husband comes 13 years after TLC's head-turning series following a husband with multiple wives calling Sister Wives, which premiered in September 2010. While Sister Wives is about the Mormon religion, Seeking Brother Husband is not rooted in religious beliefs. Yeah, let's make that clear. The other show is a religious type of thing with multiple wives and polygamy. Polygamy, polyamory, 2 separate things. This is just a married couple, 2 people married, under God, all that. But she gets to bring in other lovers. She gets to have her stable guy and other lovers fighting over her. On the show, not all the men are legally married to their female partners. That's because bigamy, or marrying someone while already married to someone else, is a federal crime, though certain states have minimal repercussions for partaking. In Utah, for example, someone practicing bigamy could be fined, but will not serve time in jail. During the first episode of Seeking Brother Husband, the focus is on Kim dating other partners. But Kim said she's open to Dustin dating other women, and he has in the past. Newsflash, even if she is just average looks, average body, whatever, she is still going to be easily get plenty of dudes that are going to want to nail her in comparison to a guy, even if he's above average looks. It's going to be way easier for her, and she knows this. And we all know this. Come on here. And my guess would be is if this dude started dating other women and she's felt threatened by this, all of a sudden, I guarantee that'll be like the big cliffhanger for the show. All of a sudden, no more. Want to close the open marriage because she doesn't want her paycheck and stability threatened. You see enough of you hear enough of these stories, read enough of these stories, you see a pattern. She says here, we've always had an equal partner relationship. Everything is 50-50. What I can do, he can do. So as I date, Dustin dates as well, Kim told Insider. Sure. One of the hardest parts of opening up was telling the family. In preparation for the Seeking Brother Husband premiere, Kim and Dustin told their families about their open marriage and started to post more about it on social media. I can tell you right now that in a parallel universe, if I had children and I had daughters, I'd make it abundantly clear, if you're going to engage in these types of lifestyles, whether it be showing off parts on social media or engaging in a certain line of work or things like that, don't even ever come back home, because I will raise the girl to be, or girls, because the universe would have a sense of humor and give me girls, right? Of course. I wouldn't get sons, I get fucking girls. And I would love those girls, and I would treat them well and raise them well and try to be great people and traditional and all these things. But still, after all that, they'd pull something like that or like this. No. But I like to think that I'd raise that shit when it happened, but you never know. But they would know. Don't mess with Papa. Don't mess with Papa SSM. Until joining the show, Kim and Dustin kept their lifestyle private, telling only close friends and fellow couples in open relationships. Dustin said he's been laying low since the show finished filming and worries about what viewers will say on social media once the show airs. Dude, if you're going to put yourself up on a show about engaging in this lifestyle, you can bet your ass people are going to talk about it. I mean, the reason that network, the Learning Channel, is doing a show like this is ratings. And they know darn well people are going to watch it, guilty pleasure type of thing. No one's going to admit they watch it, but they watch it. And they want drama and turmoil. They want to see you in drama and turmoil. That's what gets them excited. Regardless of outside commentary, he said he's proud of himself and Kim. Smack, jackass. In fact, some of Dustin's co-workers shared about their own open relationship for the first time after seeing Dustin share his online. He said, "Oh, how nice. See, this is happening more and more." He says, "Yeah, I've gotten a chance to love myself on a deeper level and appreciate who I am and the courage that I have. I mean, once you do something like this, not a whole lot scares you anymore," he said. Seeking Brother Husband premieres on Sunday, March 26th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Discovery Plus. On TLC on Discovery Plus. Well, I will not be watching that fucking garbage. So guys, this is why I say we're living in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. I'm going to read some comments, by the way, in a second here. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. And just sadly, I would love to talk to some people who were my age in their 40s that were alive back in the late 60s and 70s when, the big rebellion against society was going on here in the U.S., the hippies and their movement and the drugs and all that crazy shit that was going on, the free love, the 60s and the 70s, and what they thought about that generation, because I'm sure probably their feelings towards that generation is exactly the way you guys and me, a man in his 40s, feels about what's going on now in society. Fortunately, things turned around for a while, because it's interesting. The pendulum will swing really far one way, and when it goes too far, then it goes way back the other way. Why can't it be right in the middle of a level balance? Lord will ever know. So we're all the way over here, and eventually people are going to get so fed up with it, it's going to swing all the way over here, and round and round we go. And by the time he gets over here, I'll probably be an old man on here with gray hair bitching, and then I'll die. But we shall see. Now, a few comments here before I wrap this up. One guy says here, "I thought TLC stands for The Learning Channel. Someone explained to me while we were learning what we were learning here, because I think I missed the target." Another guy says, "If she wasn't satisfied with one D, she wouldn't be satisfied with two Ds. So the search for more Ds will continue." And that's what's happening. "I don't understand why Vincent is jealous of her wanting more Ds. Isn't it how he met her? Poor husband, I'm sure his wife wears the pants in that marriage." Guarantee you, he has been brainwashed by her. Unless he's one of these guys who's into cucking. He likes the idea. He turns him on being humiliated and have other dudes plow his wife. It's possible. Another guy says here, "Debauchery, pure and simple. This is not something beautiful. It's a wretched abomination of that which can. And should be pure and beautiful. Strong and undivided commitment between two people. This is somehow out there for everyone. You don't have to commit adultery to find intimacy. Yahoo is assuming that we are like frogs in kettles, warming us up to ultimately accept everything that flies in the face that is pure and decent and honorable. People don't fall for it." Right. We can talk about these things because awareness is important, but don't go watching the show, or because the more ratings they get for that show, the more they're going to do shows like that. Or other networks are going to start doing things like that, and that will start normalizing this type of thing. Another guy says here, "This is just the next thing that they will normalize," what I say. "Then if you don't get on board, you'll be called anti-polyamory or something to that effect." That's what I said at the beginning of the video. Eventually, talking out against polyamory will be labeled hate speech or some bullshit like that. And last one says, "Totally needs psychiatric help. Two men willing to share a woman as if they were any other. Sharing the same outlet risk diseases and even getting pregnant and not knowing who the baby is until it's born. That is crazy." It is crazy, but the world is crazy and people are crazy. So there you go. There you go, guys. So to the bros that sent me this overnight, thank you. And again, you can't make this shit up. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think. Please comment away. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.